Y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess. So let's get into it, y'all. There we go. And we are here for another episode of Yes for the Mess. Okay, we are here to discuss this book called All Diamonds and Rose. I think that's how you pronounce it. And baby, it's a lot of tea being spilled in this book. Okay, the girls are girling, they're speaking their minds. And I know that a lot of y'all want me to talk about this shit. Okay, and we're gonna talk about it. But the only two things that I want to talk about is the Candiace and Monique thing and the whole situation with Candy and Phaedra and Portia. Those are the only things that I'm interested in at this present moment. Like, until I find anything else to talk about, I'll talk about it. But me and Yarrell will be doing like a video about this sooner rather than later. So be on the lookout for that. He reached out to me today, and we're supposed to be filming this video either maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, maybe even tomorrow. I'm gonna get back with him about it, and you should be seeing it on his page. I don't know if it's just gonna be just me and Yarrell, or if it's gonna be me, Yarrell, and some other people. But I know for a fact that he did ask me to do this, so I'm definitely gonna do it with him. Okay, so what we're gonna do with this right here. Okay, there's a lot of experts from the book that are out right now. Like, everybody's been talking about this shit. Everybody has been talking about it. I know this morning when I was headed to work, I know that Terrence had posted a video talking about it. And you know, I'm all about a good jug of tea. Really, I'm all about it. So we're gonna start this thing off. So what I'm gonna do is, because there's some excerpts of this book on All True Tea, which is an Instagram blog or whatnot. All Housewife Tea, all day, every day. And people been sending me shit from All True Tea. So I think that's where all these experts that I got coming from is going to be coming from All True Tea. That's where I think it's all going to be coming from. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the Candiace and Monique situation. And yeah, we're going to get into it. Now, let me get my shit together. I should already have it up. Okay. Give me 1 second. I should have it up already. Okay. Because Candiace said a lot. And it's very interesting. And I must say that I'm here for all of it, okay? I'm here for it all. Okay, so we're about to read these excerpts, and then we're going to have a conversation about it. And then we're going to move on to the other Housewives of Atlanta tea that was revealed in this book, okay? So let's get into Candiace and Monique first, okay? We're going to start off with these girls, okay? That's what we're going to start it out with, okay? So here it is, and it reads, Joshua Brown said, I am not aware of who Andy calls and doesn't call. I personally spoke to Candiace many times, and I hope she feels like the network was and is very supportive of her, because we had a lot of thoughtful and emotional conversations about what happened. Candiace Dillard Bassett said, Bravo didn't give a fuck about me and how traumatic and horrible this situation has been for me. Yes, I have been reached out to and approached and checked on more times than I can count. But in my eyes, they're just doing it to avoid legalities. Okay, here's my thing about that with Candiace. I feel like this right here. Hold on, let me come back on screen. Let me come back on screen real quick. Okay, so you felt like Bravo didn't care about you, but you said that they checked on you, they called in on you, they did that more times than you can count. But you felt like they were only doing it to avoid a legal issue. Girl, they called and checked on you. What more did you want from them? Like, I don't know what else you wanted from them. I think you wanted more of an extreme decision. And I think that decision that you really wanted was for them to fire Monique. I think that's the only thing that would have made you happy, because you just said that these folks called in, checked on you, did all kinds of shit, but you still say that you don't think it was genuine and they were only doing it to avoid legalities. Candace is one person that is hard to please. I'm gonna tell y'all that, and y'all probably gonna be mad with me for saying that, but y'all know I don't care. Y'all know I don't. But let's get back into the groove of things. Okay, we're gonna get back into the groove of it. Let me take a swig of this Coke. Okay. And we about to get right on back into this shit. Okay, so then Monique Samuel said, Andy also told me something I really held on to. He said, look, not saying that anything is right, but there's this thing called cause and effect. If you keep poking the bear is going to bite back. He wasn't condoning violence or taking sides, because I still own my part in it. But he said, just do what you can. Okay, let me stop here too. You said you own your part in it, but you still pointed the finger at somebody else. Okay, Monique. Okay, so Andy said, my point of view on this stuff has totally been skewed by what happened with Kenya and Portia, because I was the only person in the room that day who didn't understand that Kenya was provoking Portia and that it was about to escalate. That's why I kind of started looking at what's Candace's role in this. That's unusual for me, because with any case of physical aggression, the person who gets physical is the one who is punished. Giselle Bryan said, but this was so different. Even as provoking as Kenya was, Portia apologized profusely immediately. She apologized to Andy Cohen. She apologized to Sherry Levine. She apologized to everybody. She didn't then go on social media and try to lie about what happened. She didn't try to vilify her castmates. We to this day have not seen Monique grow from this experience. Okay, let me stop here. Now, Giselle, that's some bullshit, because Portia apologized to everybody except the person that she attacked. Stop. Just stop. I get that you don't like Monique, but don't try to make Portia's situation less than Monique's. Yes, Monique was foul and fucked up. True enough, she wasn't apologetic at first. She definitely wasn't remorseful at all. But Portia was remorseful to everybody except for the chick that she put her hands on. Stop. Andy Cohen said, the irony is that I ultimately pushed Monique on her lack of, I guess, whatever. They cut it off there. Robin Dixon said, Monique leaked the story to her fans in the press right away, and we knew it was her because the details of the fight were totally skewed against Candace. Monique Samuel said, I never leaked the story to bloggers. I told my family and a friend. I know who leaked it, but it wasn't me. Lorraine Halton Lawson said, Monique is intoxicated by the fame, like intoxicated. But at the same time, she would deny that she had anything to do with leaking this story. She'll tell you, I only told 2 people. Okay, well then, Monique, they told the blogs. You know what you're doing. Okay, so basically what they're saying is, even though Monique says that she did not go to any bloggers and tell them the story, she still should take ownership of the story going to the blogs because she told somebody. My thing about that is, I don't think that's necessarily fair. I mean, after a person get into a fight or argument or any type of altercation, they go and tell somebody about it. That's just human nature. So I don't think that she should take the blame for the story being leaked to the blogs, being that she allegedly didn't go to the blogs. She told somebody, whoever the fuck she told probably was the one that went to the blog. So I don't know if I could give that all to her if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? But they feel like she knew what she was doing when she went and told this said person that what happened with her and Candace. They felt like she knew what she was doing. So that's why she went to the blog, went to that person and told them, because she knew they were going to go to the blogs. That kind of makes sense too now. Andy Cohen said, I never reached out to Monique. She reached out to me and asked if I was available, and she said she wanted to speak to me. That's how the conversation happened. She wanted to plead her case and tell me her side of things. She wanted to prove to me that Candace had provoked her. Monique Samuel said, Andy and I had a great talk. Andy listened. He did not try to justify anything. He just said sometimes cameras catch things and sometimes cameras don't catch things. If this is what you feel played out, stay true to what you feel happened. Maintain that. We'll sort it out when we get to see the footage and when we get to the reunion. Andy says, we don't like when shit like this happens. It's a bad look for the series. It's not why we created this series. The show is not meant to be the Bad Girls Club and is not meant to be love and hip hop. This is where I have the issue with this statement right here, because I get it. The Housewives of Atlanta was supposed to be some type of prestigious type of reality show where we follow the lives of wealthy women who have rich husbands and they fight with their words. Understandable. But my problem with that statement is you only say this when it's dealing with the Housewives of Atlanta and when it's dealing with the Housewives of Potomac. You never said any of that when it had anything to do with those damn Housewives of New Jersey, because they was the first to put their hands on somebody, flipping tables, their husbands fighting and shit. You didn't say that about the Housewives of Miami when Joanna followed Adriana up and down that hallway as Adriana was walking away and Adriana slapped the shit out of her. You didn't say nothing about that. You didn't say nothing when Tamara threw that drink up in Gina's face on the Real Housewives of Orange County. You didn't say shit when Danielle pulled drug Margaret by her ponytail at that damn store after Margaret threw that water in her face. You didn't say nothing about that. You didn't say anything like that when who was that? It was somebody else. It was another show on here. What else had happened? You didn't say nothing when Ramona hit that girl in the face with a glass on that boat. You didn't say nothing when Lisa Rinna hit her glass on the table acting like she was about to fight. You didn't say anything about Kim Richards getting physical with Brandy Glanville. You didn't say nothing like that. You didn't say shit about Love and Hip Hop nor Bad Girls Club when that shit went down. But as soon as it's a black franchise, that's when you want to put that disclaimer and shit out there. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, my nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Monique Samuels. Andy was really there for me when all of this stuff was going down. I didn't feel like I was getting support from anybody, and I wanted an unbiased ear. Someone who had been around so much of this would give me some advice. Candace Dillard Bassett says, I even reached out to Andy's assistant and asked for him to call me. Nothing. That's fucked up. And I know he has well over 100 housewives all calling and texting him all the time. But how many of them were physically attacked on camera by their co-star? The fact that he couldn't even schedule 10 minutes to reach out to me, you don't give a fuck. You're making money off our backs and feeding your son with it. You just don't give a fuck about us, and you can't tell me what to do. And when I saw him, I said it to his face. I cannot be mad with Candace about that statement. I definitely can't be mad about that. Let's continue. Monique Samuel said, Candace kept trying to have conversations with me, but I wasn't going to do it one-on-one. I wanted witnesses around, and every single time she didn't want to talk. All of a sudden, we're at the winery, and she gets this liquid confidence to finally talk. She was trying to start an argument, and I was just laughing. Candace said, when Monique was threatening to drag me at the hoedown, I never thought she would because I thought there was a line that everyone knew not to cross. Monique Samuel said, I want to throw that bottle at her head during that whole I drag you pregnant and all moment, but I had to restrain myself. Candace Dillard Bassett said, I had been drinking red wine all day and I had zero inhibitions about climbing on top of the table and telling this bitch to get the fuck out of my house, period. Monique Samuel said, this is when I started to feel unsafe around Candace if she would wave a knife in somebody's face. Giselle Bryan said, that 10 seconds, everyone has to run with that until the cows come home. Oh my God, Giselle hates Monique. Today, yes, I do hate Monique, but I didn't then. Now Monique wants to say that she was afraid for her safety around Candace when Candace threw the knife at Ashley. Girl, you were not scared. You were not scared. You had just threatened the fuck out this girl before that even happened, right? Or was it after the fact? You was not scared of that girl. Stop. If you was scared of anybody, it was Robin, but you was not scared of Candace. Stop it now. Let's continue. Giselle Bryan said, by the way, you're welcome for the, I don't know what the fuck this is. Oh, okay. Okay, so basically the rest of this expert was basically them saying that Giselle acts as if she's producer. They think that she wants I think that she wants to be a producer. She wants her name to be put down. Even Candace said Giselle likes to think that she produced the whole thing. She want to act like she knows everything. Ashley says she gives herself a lot of credit for orchestrating stuff and all of this other stuff. So that's pretty much the basis of that. Another thing about it was Candace said that she was told that Monique was given a choice not to film with the rest of them anymore. Then Monique said the network didn't penalize her at all. Not a financial demotion, not nothing. So basically what she's saying is nobody did anything to her. That when she left, it was by her own personal doing, okay? So when the shit came out about this, Monique, not Monique, but Moniece decided to come out, who is a part of the Love and Hip Hop franchise. She decided to come out and speak on this. And she said, what did she say? She said, I don't know, Bravo Andy, and I want to sit this right here. This is why I love Love and Hip Hop. Whether I like my castmates or they like me or not, we are a very talented, beautiful group of individuals. The fighting, the perpetual cycle of degrading of our own people became so exhausting. And even more frustrating is the fact that we're no longer respected for the same reasons we were initially casted. Singers, songwriters, producers, directors, women. I'm grateful for what the platform did for me monetarily. Financially, it changed my life, but we are the only reality series that I know of that hasn't been, let me see. I don't know what the fuck. Okay. What is it? That hasn't been beneficial after the fact for the most of us. There are some who have gone on to do some amazing things, and I love that for them. So to land the plane, not knowing any of these individuals personally, never having worked with Bravo Andy or Bravo TV, speaking solely of the headline, to have been given a platform like the Housewives of Atlanta franchise, where every woman, regardless of their portrayal, is extremely successful and highly paid, is a blessing. But it's so disheartening that this is what Love and Hip Hop has meant for the most of us. It's become the epitome of low class, bottom feeding behavior. It's become what not to be in the reality TV space, and it's hurtful. And I'm not going to lie, because we bare our souls and go through real things, but we're so disregarded. I guess my question to Bravo Andy is, when is someone going to sit down and ask the important questions so that we can change this narrative in general? Because I can speak for myself when I say, if I've been handled with care on and off camera by my production companies and network 98% of what I had to do, not to be blackballed or not have my pay withheld so that I can continue to provide for my son as a single mother who doesn't believe in filing for child support and relying on her child's father for money, I would have never done or participated in. I'd really like to see the game change, because whether people want to respect it or not, there are millions of young women who has selected the Love and Hip Hop cast franchise as a whole as role models. All I know is this right here, Moniece. Great soapbox speech, but girl, no. Love and Hip Hop has always been centered around fighting. The Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, not so much, but Love and Hip Hop, you already know you're gonna get a fight. We already know this. But that's all I really got to say on the Moniece shit, because child, no. But what's next here? Okay, I think we're gonna go into the Candy Portia Phaedra situation right now. That's what we're gonna go to. So not only that, Carlos King finally speaks, and he finally says that he had nothing to do with the bullshit that Phaedra tried to put on him. So we finna get right on into this. This is the shit that I want to talk about right here. Let's talk about it, okay? So, okay, Candy Bird said, when I had that lunch with Portia, I was just like, I really got to put her on blast. Basically, at the top, I was like, if you want to talk about somebody being in a lady pond, we're going to let the people know you in a lady pond too. I was being open about the moment she and I had at the club with the whole kiss situation off camera. That was a year and a half prior to us having that argument, and it was something that neither she nor I told anyone. It was our own personal secret. So when I said you kissed me in the club and you wanted to me till I came, then she was like, oh, you mean when you tried to drug me? It completely threw me for a loop. I was like, wait, what? I honestly almost laughed at her because I thought she was joking. And when she kept going on with it, I was like, okay, wait, this bitch is serious. I was so furious. I could not believe that she said that. I called production Like, obviously, y'all cannot let this bitch go on national TV talking about how I tried to drug her. Like, that's insane. And they were like, no one's going to believe that, so why are you worried? But I was like, she just can't put that bullshit out into the world. And that right there is some fucking bullshit to me. That is some straight up bullshit to me, because this is why I get so fucking furious when we even discuss this. Like, I know that me and Aaliyah will be having like a Who Was Wrong segment on my channel. And I know for a fact that this is one of the things that we're going to talk about. And me and her bump heads on this a lot, because I cannot stand when people try to make it sound like, oh, no one's going to believe this. There's not going to be any validity to this at all anyway. No, bitch. No, it doesn't matter if anyone's going to believe it or not. Some people are still going to run with it. Production don't give a fuck. That right there should have let Candy know right then and there that production didn't give a fuck. For them to even say that to her, oh no, no one's gonna believe that. No one's gonna believe that. It's not that serious. A drugging allegation is fucking serious. Are you insane? That shit still haunts her to this day because y'all went with that shit. Come on now. Let's continue. Carlos King said, I'll be very honest. At the time, none of the producers thought anything of what Portia said. We know Candy. We knew she would never do anything like that, and we never thought that this was something to follow. We saw it as, okay, Portia, that was shady, but let's move on. But Candy would not let it go. She kept bringing it up, kept talking about it. We did not get why this was something bigger when we were looking at it as nothing more than shade. It wasn't until Candy said that she refused to be around Portia because she thought Portia was trying to ruin her brand that we got it. She was upset and she wanted to clear her name. And people can say anything they want to say about you and just, wait a minute. She wanted to clear. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was. But I think Candy was saying, this person can say anything about you and just put it out there. I mean, how can someone say something like that with a straight face? I was like, this bitch is trying to make me look like a lying, crazy person. Carlos King said, Portia kept saying that's what I heard, but we had no idea where she heard it from. We were all perplexed and we kept asking, well, who did you hear it from? But she wouldn't say. None of us knew, and I left the show not knowing. But believe me, if Portia had told us that she heard it from Phaedra, we would have used it. That's nothing you can say for the reunion. Cynthia Bailey said, we filmed the whole season not knowing. And then at the reunion, Portia said that it was Phaedra who told her, which was a total shock to all of us. Okay, so Carlos King said, I guess the reason Portia brought that up at the reunion because of how she saw the storyline played out on the show, and she saw what people were saying about her on social media, and she felt the need to tell her truth to save herself. Cynthia Bailey said, once it was revealed that Phaedra was behind everything, Candy was done. Candy wanted no part of her. They had a genuine friendship for many years, but Candy was devastated that Phaedra would involve herself in a plot to take her down like that. Candy Bird said, Phaedra and I had gotten super close, had a lot of fun. Ty, Phaedra, Apollo, and I would all hang out as friends. But having his motorcycle at our house as if we were hiding stuff from her. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. But, okay. We had his motorcycle at our house as she felt as if we were letting him hide stuff from her. It was like a bunch of little things. But on this show, not only do you have drama when it happens, but then when the TV comes on, it happens again, which makes it worse because the fans are chiming in. Then you have it again at the reunion, which makes it even worse. You never really have an opportunity to talk it through and dead the issue. So things that were happening in season 7 and 8 were messed up in our friendship, but what happened in season 9 to me was the ultimate low. Sheree Whitfield said, I sat on the stage like everybody else with my mouth open, literally crying because I could not believe it. And I was so upset. Candy Bird said, you know that feeling that you didn't know that they were the ones pulling the strings the whole time. That's how I felt about Phaedra. So that's why I was like, yeah, I can never come around her again or be involved with her or do business with her. Cynthia said, and then Phaedra blamed everything on Carlos, saying that he had been the one who told her that. Candy said she blamed Carlos, but it was a fucking lie. Carlos said, I never said anything to Phaedra about it ever. Then Candy said, I guess Portia had a conversation with Phaedra right before the reunion to be like, are you sure that Candy said that to you? Phaedra said, yes. So then when she blamed Carlos at the reunion, Portia was like, no, but you told me Candy said that to you out of her mouth? Okay, hold on, y'all. Yes, child. This is all interesting to me, honey. This is very interesting. I was not expecting this video to be this fucking long at all. But honey, it's just too much tea for me to just not really talk about it, honey. Okay. Candy said that she was boiling hot at that point because she realized that a person could say anything about you and just put it out there. And I already read that part, so it was some parts that were missing. Okay. So okay, that's it right there. Okay, here we go. I think this is the part where I was at. Okay, so Andy said none of us believed that was true. Phaedra had told Portia that she heard it from Candy directly, but was now pinning it on Carlos, and it felt fishy. Candy said, to be clear, I don't just blame Phaedra. I had issues with Portia for a long time because I was like, you knew what Phaedra said wasn't true. Like, you know goddamn well that we have had a moment where it could go there and nobody made you. So stop trying to say that you believe anything this woman told you. But the fact that Phaedra said this to Portia off camera and then came back and tried to be like, oh, well, the producer told me to say it. Hell no. Cynthia said, all I know is Phaedra is one of the smartest women on this show. And I don't know if God himself could convince Phaedra to do something that she didn't want to do, let alone Carlos King. Okay. I definitely agree with that, Cynthia. Someone said that, okay, so Carlos said, by that point, I had left the show. The season was wrapped, but both Bravo and Andy knew I was moving on from the show. So when the allegations were made, that I told Phaedra that rumor, and people started saying that I had been fired from Bravo because of it, I was furious. Another person said Carlos was not fired. We love working with Carlos. What Carlos brought to the show was just as important to the Real Housewives of Atlanta's success as anything. But Carlos was going in his own direction. His production company was taking off, and he wanted to work on his own projects. It was a natural parting of ways. Carlos said, I'm usually a cool, easygoing person, but I was shaking. I screamed and I cried and I thought my career was over. And it was really, really bad. I remember Andy called my cell phone the day after filming the reunion, told me, I just want you to know that we don't believe this. We support you. Cynthia said, I just remember walking away from that reunion thinking, wow, this has gone to a scary level of lowness now. If people can just make up stuff that's hurtful to your character and your brand, and you have to watch it all play out on all season long, live on TV and social media before you can ever be vindicated, that's a problem because we're never going to get everyone to see the truth. So I got to be real careful now. A lot of people don't realize that these rumors stuck around for a long time. Not every viewer makes it to the reunion. I still hear people say, well, isn't Candy the one who was trying to drug and rape Portia? Like, you didn't see that ended up being exposed not to be true, but it's still out there on the internet and it stays out there. And as a result, Phaedra was not asked to come back to the cast for the show's 10th season. Candy said, nobody assured me that Phaedra wasn't coming back. I just said, I'm not going to be here if she's here. So if y'all want her to be here, that's fine. I'm just not going to be here. That was their own call because obviously it wasn't just me she lied on. She lied on production. Either way, I knew that I would never deal with her again. Someone said, I don't think it was a huge surprise for Phaedra. She saw it coming. She was caught red-handed at the reunion. And even when you watch the episode back today, you can see that she just gave up. She could have said some things to make it better, but she didn't. It was like she knew that she could not come back from it. The whole situation was beyond anything we had ever dealt with as a network before. And it was important for us at that time to show Candy that we did not take what Phaedra did lightly. Cynthia said, I had no idea that Phaedra would be fired. I knew it wasn't a good look, but she was a big player on the show and she had a great relationship with Andy. Okay. So that was pretty much the gist of the situation with Candy, Portia, and Phaedra. And it makes a whole lot of sense about a lot of things. Everybody sit up here and they want to talk about the Housewives of Atlanta and they want to blame Candy for Phaedra not coming back to the show. But at the end of the day, Phaedra lied not only on Candy, not only did she set Portia up for the kill, but she also lied on production. She lied on Carlos. She making everybody look bad in this bitch. So what make you think that they will hire her back to this show? Kandi had every right not to want to have nothing to do with Phaedra. I wouldn't have want to had anything to do with Phaedra. See, y'all looking past, you got to look past the entertainment factor because y'all want this bitch back for y'all entertainment and y'all can't see past the bullshit that she did. But she did not just lie on Kandi. She lied on the whole production team and tried to put it off on them after she was the one who made up the lie and told Portia dumbass, and Portia repeated it. So it is what it is. And on top of that, production didn't even give a damn about Kandi at all, because when she brought the shit to them, they gonna say, we don't think it's that serious. No one's going to believe that. But years later, people are still saying that it's true. That goes to show you that these production companies or these reality shows, they really don't value none of y'all. And that's just that on that. So y'all, I know this was a long video. This is probably the longest Yes for the Mess y'all have ever gotten from me. But I'm glad I did it on StreamYard because I could just end this shit and just put it on out there, okay? So be sure, let's talk about this shit below. I'm ready to hear what y'all got to say. I'm definitely ready to hear what y'all got to say. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Click the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. Follow me on social media, honey. Twitter and IG will be down below, but I do follow back on IG. If you want to follow back, all you got to do is hit me up in the DMs with the hashtag Team Scotty, and I would definitely follow you back, okay? Most definitely. With that being said, you guys, this be your boy Scotty, and your boy's out of here. Until my next video, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.
We can always find our way to a fun moment, even in the shady bunch.